Make America great again. What's up? Yeah, I'm looking bloated. Haven't been training that much. What's in the sippy cup today? HGH, liquid D-ball. I'm not allowed on the podcast. I don't know why my super chat isn't working. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The settings are fine. I don't like doing podcasts. I'd rather just talk to you guys right here. Are you being a smartass about my camera? Jay, do you know Mike Hunt? No, I haven't seen Mike Hunt. Looking like a huge lemon today, Jay. That's great. No, I brushed my teeth yesterday. No, I did brush my teeth today. This morning, one of the last things I did before I checked out of my hotel room was I brushed my teeth. I'm not going to read any comments about that longevity guy unless you use his real name. Are you able to do heavy hammer strength rows still? No, I went real light yesterday. I did the isolateral row and the isolateral low row, two different machines yesterday. And I only put 2 plates on each side, and I did 25 reps. So I did 2 warm-up sets with just 1 plate on each machine, and then I just did 1 working set. I did on each machine. So I only did 6 sets yesterday. So I did basically 180 pounds for 25 reps on 2 different hammer row machines. I don't know if I'm coming back to Arizona. I sure do like driving in Arizona. Wide fucking open. Beer and Mexican women are great here. I'm not a big fan of Mexican beer. I mean, Dos Equis isn't bad. I think if I was forced to drink Mexican beer, it would be a Dos Equis. Corona is just panther piss. $10-hour off duty, gotta love it. You must be a trucker to know that. How do you know I'm not in sleeper cab in my logbooks? I could be sleeper cab. How do you know I'm off duty? Rivox, 40 mg of Anavar on top of 250 milligram testosterone. I think your wife is going to love that cycle. No, but I mean, that's a super safe cycle. It's basically TRT with a little bit of fucking Anavar. Can't argue with that. Yeah, I'm still MAGA. Yeah, it really depends on what your goal is. I mean, I personally think it's not a real cycle unless you're doing 500 mgs a test. But I'm breaking my own rule right now because I'm just doing 250 a week. But I'm doing a whole shitload of Primobolan with 250 tests a week. And I figure I don't need the test because I'm barely training with this injury. So why not give my body a little break from all that high testosterone? I'm mainly just trying to heal my shoulder. That's why I'm doing a boatload of Primobolan. So I'm doing a low test. I call it a low test cycle because it's definitely not TRT. But I'm only doing 250 a week. But my Primobolan is about 800 a week. Don't tell anybody. How much would you weigh if you never touched a single drug? Probably about 240. Because alcohol is a drug. I don't know about Primo and hemorrhoids. I just know that it's one of the top 3 for collagen. EQ is supposedly the best, better than Deca. Deca is second, and Primo is supposed to be third. Deca just gets all the attention for being the best for your joints because Deca has some pain relief quality. Deca does other things, like get fluid in your joints. Whereas EQ, I don't think does that. But EQ is supposedly better for collagen. I wanted to run the Primo just because since I'm doing low test, because I'm not really training, I really want to see what the Primobolan does. I don't want to be stacking the Primobolan with a bunch of other shit and not even know. Is it true that alcoholics don't actually like alcohol? Right, and sex addicts don't actually like sex. I don't like cocaine either. I just like the way it smells. Well, anyway, the Bedroom Bully Instagram is currently on a timeout. So if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, well, if you are following me, you need to follow my backup account, Detroit.Diesel 15.0. You still have your cocaine eye drops. That's fucked up. I don't know if I would do that. Dan Duquesne has been dead for 21 years now. He's the guy who wrote the Underground Steroid Handbook, right? That was a great book. Literally 100% bro science. Do you hate Transform X? No, I think Adam McLeod is a pretty decent guy. Would you do Deca and D-Ball and Primo together, Father? I wouldn't do the Primo with two drugs that cause water retention. Why waste it? You know, with such a bloat fucking cycle like Deca and D-Ball, you're not even going to see or feel any of the gains from the Primo bowling. I would just save the Primo and use that as my my soft landing after I came off the Deca and the D-Ball. Bulk up on the Deca and D-Ball, then give yourself a nice parachute soft landing on the Primo bowling instead of going off altogether. I usually do that with Equipoise, but it would be even better with Primo. I like those soft landings instead of crashing. You want a nice, mellow anabolic like EQ. People rave about Primo, but I think Primo's pretty mild. Slightly more androgenic than EQ, but if you're a man, I don't think you're really going to notice. Chicks can tell the difference. Blue STI checking in. I do like those cars. One person can't get your Instagram taken down. And my Instagram, last time I checked, is still up. Like, I don't know if you guys have checked it recently. I checked it yesterday. But all my posts are still there, and you can even watch my videos. But when I log into my own account, everything is blank, and it says cannot refresh feed. And then when I go to my DMs, there aren't any. So everybody can look at my account except me. So I have a feeling I'm just getting a very strong warning. But that's a nice thing about having a backup account up and running already. Who gives a fuck if they delete it? I don't think Jim Haynes would waste his time doing that. That means your account is prepping for deletion. Okay. When was the last time you wore long pants? Well, sweats don't count, right? I don't even own long pants. I do have 3 pair of sweatpants. Bump the Primo to 2 grams. I wouldn't waste it. It's supposed, Primo, I've heard, starts to work at about 750 milligrams, which is about the same for EQ. They're relatively weak. They're not going to do much less than 750 milligrams. You know, whereas Deca will hit you like a fucking ton of bricks at 500 or 600 milligrams. Bully, you would look like Chris Farley in a suit, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately. I'm not healthy enough to do insulin. Even if I quit drinking altogether, I don't think I would pin insulin. Insulin is stupid. It's completely temporary muscle because all it is stored up carbohydrate. It's not even real muscle. Are you using any peptides for the pec tear? No. Who knows, man? What if that, look what Boston Lloyd is going through. We don't know the long-term effects of BP 157 or TB 500. What if they cause kidney fucking failure? Do you think I'll get good results currently on 500 test, 500 EQ, 300 DECA? Yeah, that's a great cycle, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's like a Stan Efferding off-season cycle. Hell yeah. Test, EQ, and a little bit of DECA. Hell yeah. You got the test for your aggression and your motivation for training. You got the EQ, jacked up that appetite, little anabolic activity thrown in there. You got the DECA to keep a little bit of DECA to keep the joints feeling good because it's off season and you're lifting heavy. That is a great cycle. You really don't need a lot of DECA. I know Lenny has done 900 DECA in the past, and I swear to God, I don't think you're going to notice the difference between 600 DECA and 900 DECA. All you're going to do is gain more water and grow more bitch tit. Yeah, that's a great cycle that guy just mentioned. That's using your head right there. I missed one. You'll get good results from even higher primo. It sucks you have to run it really high to notice the effects. Yeah. Especially since the primo from the pharmacy is only 100 milligrams per milliliter. Luckily, the underground lab shit I got is 200. And man, it causes some serious post-injection pain. Now I know why pharmaceutical grade primo is only 100 milligram, because the PIP from the 200 is pretty bad. Nah, my boxing career is officially over. It was over before it ever got started. Is it tough to ejaculate on trend? I don't think so. No more different than being on any other cycle. Now, I did have a woman tell me that my cum tasted fucking toxic on trend. No offense, but I don't think I would pin any free gear from a fan because it could be an evil troll sending me some fucking estrogen or something.
Upcoming violation, 14-hour workday limit, 11-hour driving limit.
Do you think Steve Reeves or Bob Hoffman took test in D-ball? Back in the 60s, a lot of guys did D-ball. A lot of guys would do D-ball only cycles back then. Back in the 60s and 70s, a lot of guys did not use testosterone because the bro science was against testosterone. Yeah, guys would run DECA and D-ball with no test all day long back in the early days of bodybuilding. Yeah, they did do a lot of gear in the 70s. But remember, the D-ball pills were only 5 milligram. I mean, you'd have to take 10 D-ball to get 50 milligram. You know, a bottle would last you 10 fucking days, taking 10 a day. You know, nowadays you can order 50 milligram D-ball. Take 1 a day. Or if you're like Lenny, take 3 a day. Who am I kidding? I would take 3 a day. I haven't done D-ball in so long. I should get some D-ball. I don't know. You guys might know more than me. I've been, the last couple times I've done orals, I've done Anadrol. Isn't Dianabol more anabolic than Anadrol? I know Anadrol is more androgenic, but if you just want to put on muscle, isn't D-ball more anabolic? I always look older with a beard. And especially when my hair is long and looks like shit. I get a haircut and a clean shaven face, I look like I lost 10 years and lost 20 pounds. No one's answering my question. Isn't Dianabol more anabolic and Anadrol would be more androgenic? I think that's what the bro science says. Yeah, D-ball is way more anabolic. Okay, cool, thank you. Google the anabolic androgenic chart. That would come in handy. Yeah, D-ball is test-based. But primobolan is DHT-based, and primobolan's really not that androgenic. I mean, equipoise is test-based, and equipoise is not androgenic at all. I think equipoise is rated at a 50 on the androgen scale. DHT-based steroids are typically not androgenic. Oh, well, Raymond Lewis, what about Masteron, bro? Masteron that's all it is androgenic. Masteron is like a fucking 0 on the anabolic scale. You could do 750 milligrams of Masteron and get 0 anabolic activity out of it. That's the only exception. Yeah, I read one time that Masteron doesn't even become anabolic until 750 milligrams. That seems to be the threshold where a lot of drugs start to work. 750 milligrams. So. Anadrol is 320 and D-ball is 210. Yeah, I don't believe that. Trend starts at 750. Fuck. I'll tell you what, at my age, I can't tolerate trend for shit. That trend 200 that I had, I actually still have a little. Trend E 200, 2 cc's of that a week, and I'm tweaking. 400 mgs of Trend E. Ugh. I can almost handle Trend acetate better. Yeah, I get bad respiratory anxiety on Trend. Like when I lay down flat, I feel like I can't breathe, and I jump up out of bed. It sucks. I pretty much hate Trend because once the Trend starts to work, my joints are so dried out, I can't even lift heavy anymore. I think Trend is more for like a cookie cutter who likes to lift like Phil Heath or a Jay Cutler, someone who likes to use lighter weights but do more volume. Because dude, on Trend, your joints get so fucking dry. It's almost as bad as Winstrol. Methyl Trend is popular for powerlifters. Yeah, that's got to be murder on your kidneys. Oral Trend. I think anything with the word methyl in it is going to be bad for your kidneys. Methamphetamine. There's a good example. Well, I think the reason things are methylated is so the compound isn't destroyed on the first pass through the liver. It isn't destroyed until the second pass through the liver. We know Winstrol is out. Julian Arness, I don't know what you're referring to. I can't stand Winstrol. It makes my joints hurt so fucking bad. I want to flush the shit down the toilet, but the addict in me won't let me. I actually got some Winstrol though in my last order. I got some Winstrol in oil. Winstrol injectable usually comes water based. I got this stuff. The guy calls it Stanazoil. Because Winstrol is stanazol, so he calls it Stanazoil. It's Winstrol in oil instead of water, and I got it just to play with it. Stanzoil. Yeah. YouTube Celery knows what I'm talking about. So it's not going to be as painful as that fucking water-based Winstrol. That shit, water-based Winstrol will fuck you up. I don't know how people could do cycles of that shit. I am the creator of Stan's Oil. Well, I'm going to try it for the first time. Not while I'm on the road. Maybe over Valentine's weekend, when I go home the next time. And I figure with the Stan's Oil, it really doesn't matter what cycle you're on. Fuck it. Just add some Stan's Oil. It's going to make any cycle you're on better. Yeah, my last order, I got a couple of things, they're really more for recreation than actual anabolic activity. I got that Stan's Oil, and I got some tren acetate, and I got some test no ester, which is basically like water-based test, but it's in oil, TNE. Talk about a brutal fucking cycle. Imagine doing test no ester, tren acetate, and Stan's Oil. Jesus Christ. What does that super androgenic pill feel like? I can't think of the name. Oh shit, I might have had some of that a long, long time ago. I know what you're talking about. It's like a 0 on the anabolic scale. Halotestin, right? Or is there one worse than halotestin? Check drops. I've never done check drops. Halotestin. A lot of people say halotestin doesn't have any anabolic qualities, but I'd like to argue that. I think as androgenic as halotestin is, it still has anabolic qualities. I love how Jay pronounces check. How would you supposed to say it? QU is pronounced with a K, where I'm from in Michigan. Check. What do you call them? Check U drops? Check woo? Jay, will you try ibogaine to reset your muscle receptor sites like Lenny? No. I told you what I did to reset my muscle receptor sites. I cut my testosterone down to 250 a week, and then I switched up drugs. I went to a Primobolan and got off the EQ and the DECA. What's in the box, Rob? I hate doing lines. No, I haven't talked to Big Rob. Nah. Best way to dispose of a dead hooker, Jay? I would take her up to West Virginia and hide her in a pig pen. Pigs will eat everything. I think a pig has a strong enough jaw, they can even crunch up the femur bone, if I'm not mistaken. The Edmund Fitzgerald actually isn't in that deep of water. The Edmund Fitzgerald is in Lake Superior, but the Edmund Fitzgerald was racing to get around Whitefish Point because there was a nasty nor'easter coming in. And if they would have made it to the other side of Whitefish Point, they would have been okay. So they were actually kind of hugging the coast. The Edmund Fitzgerald's not in that deep of water at all. But out in the middle of Lake Superior, it's deep as fuck. Why does that lake never give up her dead? That's a great question, and I know the answer. Because Lake Superior is so fucking cold, there's no bacteria in Lake Superior. And what causes drowned bodies to float to the surface is the water in the lungs, when someone drowns, are usually loaded with bacteria. So when the bacteria start to feed on the body, one of their byproducts, one of their waste products, is basically gas. So once the bacteria starts to feed on the body, the body will bloat and rise to the surface. But because Lake Superior is so cold and there's no bacteria, she doesn't give up her dead. The bodies stay at the bottom. I know several people that have drowned in Lake Michigan from big waves. That's crazy, bro. Great Lakes are deadly, especially in November when you get those nor'easters or Alberta clippers, nasty storms coming out of Canada. Who would win in a fight, you or Lou? In a boxing match, probably Lou for sure. Don't ever count out Big J in a street fight, though. That was the stupidest thing I ever did, putting on those gloves. I would have had McCuck knocked out cold after 2 punches if that was a real fight. If I get tired, I could have just tackled him and sat on him and rested. No, I've never been to Isle Royal. Isle Royal is a national park in Michigan, and I believe there's moose. There might not be moose, but I know there's wolves. I'd be fucking scared to camp somewhere in a tent knowing there's wolves. Actually, now wolves are probably scared of humans. I guess I shouldn't have said that. I'd be more afraid of grizzly bears. Conor McGregor saying the same thing right now. Have you ever hooked up with a tan 1010? No. Not when they are hungry. Wolves are still canine, though, and canine are basically cowards. I mean, they're only tough when there's a bunch of them together. They're kind of like fucking African Americans, honestly. Do you still not use deodorant? Right guard in a can. Old school as fuck. This shit will burn your armpits when you spray it. Fucking the best. But I don't use it every day. I usually I'll put that on after a shower because a lot of times when I get out of a hot shower, I'll still be sweating, and then 15 minutes after I get out of the fucking shower, my fucking armpits smell, and I'm all pissed off. Like, what the fuck? I just showered and I got BO. What the fuck? So yeah, I use that after I get out of the shower just so I don't stink. Yeah, right guarded. Dude, this is the best deodorant ever known to man. Like, you can use this shit when you stink and you won't stink. Like, right? This is a clean shirt. I just put this on this morning. But if I stunk right now, I could just put this up there. There's so much alcohol in this. It kills all body odor. This is an incredible product. And I'm glad you asked that question because I generally don't use deodorant. Deodorant's bullshit. I don't want some greasy, slimy fucking stick or some cakey, fucking powdery, fucking antiperspirant clogging up my pores. Yeah, it's gross as fuck. But this is like almost pure alcohol. It's great. That's what tore your back. Ant killer. I don't have any ant killer, but I got BLM spray right here. Yeah, BLM. You want to come up to Big J's truck? You're going to get this in the face. Good luck with that. I keep it right there in my cup holder. A lot of trucking companies, at least the smaller ones, have told their employees, run them over. We'll back you up. We'll pay for your lawyer. I would be a little scared to run somebody over. But after seeing what, if you guys Google Reginald Denny, he was the trucker that got beaten in Los Angeles after the Rodney King riots. And Big J ain't going down like that. I'll run some people over before I get my ass kicked. If you don't run them over, you get pulled out and murderer. Yeah, well, Spanish River Park is your Vietnam. That's a great analogy. But Vietnam went on for a long time. Where did the U.S. get humiliated in a very short amount of time? That would be a better analogy. Bay of Pigs. Thank you, Planet Swole. Spanish River Park is my Bay of Pigs. Democrats and John F. Kennedy lost all credibility after the Bay of Pigs. That's why fine Cuban Americans are all Republican, because of the Bay of Pigs. Was the Oklahoma City bombing an inside job? No, I really think that Timothy McVeigh and the Nichols brothers and that Northern Michigan militia really did it. I mean, none of them ever really denied it, did they? I mean, if they did, I must have missed it. Would you buy a car, Jay? And if so, which one? Personally, I think the coolest car out right now is the Dodge, the Scat Pack fucking Charger. 4-door car, rear wheel drive, 6.4 liter Hemi, 485 fucking horsepower. I mean, obviously you can go buy a faster fucking car or a quicker car, but dude, for the money, a Scat Pack fucking Charger with a 6.4, get the fuck out of here. That is the coolest car you could own for the fucking money. And even if you got more money, that's still a smart car to buy. Like you could go get yourself a Scat Pack Challenge. They make the same package in the Challenger. But I don't think the Challenger is really any lighter than the Charger. But they're both big, heavy pigs. They're like 3,800 pounds. So you go get yourself a Scat Pack fucking Charger, and you put a 200 horse, which is pretty conservative nitrous system on there, and you're blowing supercars out of the fucking water. So, and I think you can get a Scat Pack fucking Charger for pretty cheap, and then if you're not mechanically inclined and you want to pay someone to plumb in, a 200 horse nitrous kit, that's not going to cost you that much money. So you take that 485 6.4 Hemi, add 200 horsepower, That's 685. You're almost at Hellcat power. You know, at a fraction of the fucking price. $685 simple. Right. KSI sniper. Exactly. Exactly. I would go get a scat pack charger, put a 200 horsepower fucking bottle on the car, and be laughing at people like PJ that waste all this money on fucking supercars. I mean, get the fuck out of here. I wouldn't be laughing at PJ, but I mean, because it is a Ferrari, but dude, you know how easy it would be to twin turbo a Camaro? And a brand new Camaro with that kick-ass 6.2 liter LT1 engine they got in those things nowadays. You twin turbo a brand new Camaro, you could go destroy PJ's Ferrari. I like the Tom Selleck series. I think that was a 308 GTB. Those things are slow as fuck. Have you ever done stimulants for the sake of driving? No, only my outlift. This is the best pre-workout I've ever seen or heard about. Now, actually, going back to that question about Jay, if you were going to buy a car, what would you buy? I answered that question if I was going to buy a brand new car. Here's what I would do if I really wanted a fast car. I would go looking for a 2000, I believe the C6 Corvette, I believe, is 2006 through 2013, something like that. I would get a C6 Z06 with the 7 liter, the 7.0, because those are 500 out of the dealership floor. And that's a 7.0, which is a little bit bigger than a Scat Pack at 6.4. So you got a Scat Pack at 6.4 putting out 485. If you go and find yourself a nice C6 Z06 with a 427, which is a 7 liter with I think those are 505 horsepower. Those things are going for fucking 30 grand now because they're outdated, supposedly. But dude, you go get a fucking C6 Z06 with 505 horsepower and put a blue bottle in the fucking trunk with 200 horsepower of fucking laughing gas. You're killing people. Just killing people. Yeah, the the 427 Corvettes from 2006 to 2013. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on the years, but those are my favorite cars of all fucking time. I mean, to get a 427 small block Chevy in a fucking race car, basically a race car chassis. Fuck. And you can find one for 30 grand. Z06 are super light too. I'm telling you, those are sleepers, man. Everyone overlooks them because they're only 505 horse back in the day. But come on, man. That's why they make fucking superchargers and they make nitrous. Huge engine, 7.0. Exactly. And the bigger the engine, the more it's going to respond to mods. Like a 6.4 Scatback Dodge. It's not going to respond to many mods because they have pretty much maxed out that Scatback at 485 horsepower. Like you put headers on it or a bigger air intake or this and that, and you don't get shit because the car is pretty much maxed out from the factory. But I'll tell you what, if you bought a Scat Pack fucking Charger and put a 426 stroker kit in it and made it a 7.0, that motherfucker's gonna breathe like a dragon. I can't afford a Tesla. I'd be happy just getting a goddamn 1,000 horsepower fucking Dodge Cummins turbo diesel. Yeah, my mom's been giving me $500 a week to not come home and beat up Joe. My mom said if you don't beat up Brad, I'll give you $1,000 for your birthday. My mom promised me $1,000 if I don't beat up Brad before my birthday. If you guys think I'm lying, I'll show you the check. My birthday's in a little over a month. My mom's basically paying me not to beat up Brad. She doesn't want you to get hurt. Right. Are you wearing basketball shorts? Yeah, dude. I'm wearing navy basketball shorts that would match this t-shirt. I'm in maize and blue, you dumb fuck. My outfits always match. Big Richard says, let's get drunk tonight, me bully. Big Richard, don't try and pretend that you're my friend. Because you're a cocksucker. I've seen some of your comments. You're not a friend of mine. Did you ever ride a skateboard? Yeah, fuck yeah. I also had sex with a black chick. Big Richard says, don't make problem. I'll leave you in the Everglades. Ooh. Is that your Walmart outfit? Do you see the Michael Jordan logo, asshole? Do you think I bought that shirt at Walmart? Michigan is a Jumpman 23 school, you fucking piece of shit, stupid motherfucker. This is authentic gear I'm wearing. This is probably a $40 fucking t-shirt, you stupid piece of fuck. You are so stupid. You should have waited till I was wearing something from Walmart to make that disgusting comment. You dumb fuck. It's fake Jordan. Right. I make these in the back. I got the fake Jordan logo in my iron. I got Hamburg's wife in a hotel room ironing on the Jumpman logo on my Walmart t-shirts. Oh fuck, you guys are hysterical. I got pissed. Leo wants to fight me? Here's how this is going to wind up happening. Leo is going to show up to the Ruby. And Leo is going to run his mouth. And I'm going to sucker punch him and drop him to the fucking ground. And when the cops show up, I'm going to say this Muslim prick fucking threatened my goddamn country. No. Yeah, I don't let Islam people get close to me. No cop is gonna fucking fuck with me if some Islamist fucking invades my personal space. So Leo's gonna have to seek me out. Leo said he's gonna force you to shoot him in self-defense. That's really retarded. I don't want to talk guns here. I mean, I think Leo's a clown, but I don't want to shoot Leo. Come on. You were going to end up kissing him on the lips. Well, I have that effect on people, especially men. Brad was very in love with me, and I had to get my distance. Valerie became very jealous of Brad's affection for me. And I don't see how, I understand why Leo adores me. I'm a fucking superstar. Yeah, I did throw in the towel during that fight. I'm sorry, guys. I let you guys down. What the fuck do you want from me? I threw in the towel. First off, how many 51-year-olds even agreed to put on boxing gloves? Fuck. Mike Tebow says, we believed in you. Thank you. Fight Leo, we'll forgive you. I ain't fighting anybody. told you guys, I'm not fighting anybody. See, these planned fights are always going to be a disadvantage for Jay Masters. So my new strategy is to keep things to my advantage, where I don't set up shit. You got to come find me and talk shit in front of me. And then I fucking drop you. One punch. I don't have to do cardio. It's a lot simpler that way. Right. Big J acting like he won't tear his pec in a spontaneous fight. Have a drinking contest with Leo. I would actually enjoy that. That would be fun. But will you give Leo the interview if he gives you one night with Lucy? No, not now that I know she's pregnant. That's disgusting. Leo's a black belt. Sure he is. No, I hate to pick on Brad, but let's just use Brad for an example. I'm not going to set up some boxing match with Brad, because Brad is a smaller guy, obviously in better condition, and it would be almost the exact same thing as the McCuck situation. So if Brad wants to run his fucking mouth, let him show up and run his mouth in fucking person. And I'll just lay one heavy right into his fucking face. And then it's over. There's no more premeditated fights. Over. Done. Not fighting anybody. Not fighting Big Rob. Not fighting Michael Loveliner. Not fighting Country Crush. I'm just going to chill. Go about my life. And in my real life, if people get in my face, I'm going to fucking drop them with the heavy hand. Obviously, I can't box. So, if you guys don't respect that, go fuck yourselves. Fuck. What can I say? Leo looks like Napoleon Dynamite. That's funny. Yeah, thank you. Who just said that? Lefty Nero said that? I respect that, me lord. Yeah, I'm not boxing anybody. I'm not setting up shit. You want to fuck with Big J? You come. I'm not looking for you. So, but if you come looking for me and you run your mouth in my personal space, I guarantee I'm going to throw the first punch, and it's going to be in your face. You know, fuck it. I'm done with. I'm 51 years old. I don't want to box people anymore. If you got a problem with me, come seek me out. I'll fucking jack you in the fucking face. I don't. No gloves. No gloves ever. Fuck. If someone wants to fucking fly to Florida to try and get in my face, let them. That's going to cost. Oh, there's Hamburg 75. Hamburg, you need to come. Hamburg, Hamburg, send me a picture of. Hamburg's drunk. I wasn't scared when I met PJ in Las Vegas. You guys are ridiculous. I was 355 pounds and completely exhausted. PJ is a nice man. I'm. Why would I be afraid of PJ Brown? I want to become better friends with PJ Brown because he obviously knows a lot of pussy. Use your brains here, friends. Whatever. I'm not going to read the troll comments. You guys don't get the big picture. Mary Hamburg's daughter. I could do that. Planet Swole just said you need a cigarette. Planet Swole is a genius. Who the fuck is he? It will be like PJ when you were all scared. I was not scared in Vegas when I met PJ. Jesus Christ. I was exhausted. I was literally exhausted. I was 355 pounds. Oh. PJ said you were scared of him every time you met. That's not true. That Delray Misfits fucking podcast, where PJ was there, I almost feel like I was the only one there who actually got into PJ. Like, everyone else was like sucking his dick from like a bodybuilding perspective. But in the end of that video, when I prompted him to smoke the tires in the Corvette, come on, man. No, the Misfits don't. None of my other Misfits cared about that. That was all about me, brah. I'm the only one that wanted to see PJ fucking smoke the tires in the Corvette. So, was I afraid of PJ? No, fuck no. None of the other Misfits care about cars. When PJ showed up with that fucking Corvette, dude, I was in fucking awe. And after the podcast, when we went outside and I got him to do a burnout and Andrew filmed it, I thought that was a pretty awesome. PJ pretty much fucked up the burnout, but whatever, he tried. Not gonna listen to you guys' negativity. No, PJ doesn't care. Fuck you guys. I'll tell you what. The the one thing PJ Braun did, which was so passive aggressive, and I consider PJ a friend, but what PJ did was so passive aggressive. Um, Bringing Kim Haynes into the Blackstone League, Jesus Christ. Come on, man. PJ's got a sense of humor, and we all got to look at that situation. I know it's fucking awesome. You guys are taking it the wrong way. PJ has a great sense of humor. And Kim Haynes has more money than you. Well, her current husband affords her a standard of luxury where she doesn't have to work. Planet Swole just said, Jay, you brought Kim Haynes notoriety. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Jim Haynes has more husbands than you. Andrew wants his condoms back. I'll tell you what. I got more dirt on PJ. And it's not dirt. It's Jay Masters showing his fucking support of Blackstone Labs. You guys remember when PJ's barber completely flipped out and was trying to spill the beans on PJ and acting like a freak and being a weirdo? Oh. There were negotiations with PJ's gay barber and his ex-girlfriend Salvina had contacted me, and they were dying to get on the Delray Misfits podcast. And as much as I love Salvina, and I think she's a great woman, probably more beautiful than anything PJ's ever been with, especially his ex-wife, that wrestling trash. But anyway, no, Salvina wanted me to try and get the barber and herself on the Delray Misfits podcast, and I didn't pursue it. And I love Salvina. I am not trashing Salvina in any fucking way. But PJ's barber is a fucking douchebag. So I just had to stay neutral on that topic. Like, I mean, I love Salvina. I would drink her urine. But PJ's barber is a fucking scumbag. So I did not pursue because I was their way in to the Delray Misfits podcast, and I never said no. I just never responded to their comments or their DMs, and because I like PJ, I like Salvina. I've said it here 100 times. The barber guy seems like kind of a weirdo. So I mean, as much as I love Salvina, I wasn't going to lose PJ as a friend for this whack job barber who I don't even know. You know? Well, I know PJ's not my friend. PJ doesn't take me to places. PJ doesn't invite me to the pretty people fucking parties at the Olympia. I'm one of the dirty, ugly people that PJ knows. I don't expect PJ to say he's my friend. PJ doesn't even acknowledge my existence. I'm like, PJ is Donald Trump and I'm Roger Stone. That's like the perfect analogy. PJ doesn't even fucking acknowledge me. I need a cigarette.